friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and I am so excited that you decided to take time out of your day to spend with me, because today we are doing a reading vlog, and one that I am very excited to be doing. So for this, I want to focus on books that have disability and or chronic illness representation, because as a chronic illness girly myself, I want to read more representation of that in books. I want to see more people, being loved on through their illnesses and disabilities or whatever. And yeah, I want to bring those to the front for y'all, because I know that, there are more of us out there, and I think it's just, good to bring positivity around something that can be so hard to deal with on a daily basis. So yeah, I thought about this because I wanted to reread Get a Life, Chloe Brown, because that is one of my all-time favorite romances, and specifically because it features chronic illness. And that was the first time I had read that representation in a book, and then for it to be a romance, I just thought it was so sweet, and I felt so seen. And so yeah, I just decided to go find more of these types of books. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this vlog. If you are a person that has a disability or a chronic illness, I hope you feel seen. I hope you feel loved, not just in the representation of these books, but in everyday life, because I know firsthand what it means to me. So yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to not get too emotional in this vlog, but it might happen. It rarely happens, but some of these things and some of these feelings hit kind of hard when it comes to things that you deal with in real life. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling now, and we are going to go ahead and get into this first book. Alrighty, y'all, so let us talk about Getting Schooled by Christina C. Jones. And this is my first by Christina C. Jones, but I have heard nothing but good things about her and her writing. And so yeah, I was excited to be able to pick this up. In this, we're following Reid, who is a grad assistant for like a literature class, and she ends up having a series of encounters with this man named Jason. And Jason is a non-traditional student because he served in the military first, and after an honorable discharge, he decided to go and get his degree so he can have a career, because as y'all know, a lot of employers want you to have a degree despite whatever. So he is going to do that. He was injured in the military and now has a prosthetic from the knee down on one of his legs. So that is where the disability representation comes in at. And so Jason and Reid have this very let me just read this little piece from the synopsis, because I think it'll explain it better than I will. It says, "This isn't a story of opposites attract, more like counterparts clash. Neither of them is afraid to do battle, and neither is willing to back down. Love and war, win or lose, somebody's going to end up getting schooled." Okay, so it's not even like rivals to lovers or enemies to lovers. These are people who just like to verbally spar with each other and go back and forth. And that is the part that I thought I was gonna love. I love some witty banter. I love a good back and forth. Yes, I'm here for that. But this just felt like taking shots at each other. A lot of times it felt childish to me, and it was just it's hard for me to give you thoughts without examples, but the examples would kind of be spoilers, because this is short. Well, no, it's like 300 pages, but I don't want to give away specific examples of things that are happening, but that's the only way that I feel like you can understand what I'm saying. So I ain't conflicted. Let's go light spoilery and say that they were doing things to each other on purpose just to have a reason to go back and forth with each other, or something as simple as bumping into each other and thinking the worst of each other in that moment of bumping in, you know? So I just felt like it was a little childish and I didn't enjoy that. But outside of once they stopped doing that, I was here for it. They, you know, saw each other in ways that I think was just really sweet and really emotional. And Reese did not see Jason as less than or anything like that because of the situation with his leg and his prosthetic. And that's really what Jason needed. He felt like people treated him like, you know, he was less than, or that they needed to overly care about him or just felt pity for him. And he didn't want that or need that in his life. So I was happy to see that, you know, Reese just she joked around with him a lot about the leg, and Jason, you know, that's what he wanted. And so I thought that was very cute and very sweet. And also things that happened with Reese that Jason was able to, you know, work through with her in ways that no one else has been able to. So yeah, this one has some drama too. And you know, I'm always here for the mess, always here for the drama. So I really enjoyed that part as well. There were some interesting family dynamics going on, which I honestly felt like didn't really add anything to the story, so I don't know why it was there. We could have done without it and spent more time with building the relationship between Jason and Reese instead of whatever that was. But yeah, I enjoy Christina C. Jones' writing, and I do plan on continuing on in this series. It's a series of interconnected standalones following the Wright brothers. I think there's 3 of them, and so yeah, I do plan on continuing on and seeing the other brothers' stories because I do like the writing. I just didn't particularly like how this couple started out. And so because of that, I rated this a 2.5 star. I think I would recommend it to other people. I just think personally it wasn't for me. But like I said, everything else about the story, besides that little weird family thing and how I didn't really enjoy what was going on with Jason and Reese in the beginning, I enjoyed everything else and I had a great time. The spice was spicing. Christina C. Jones knows how to write some spice. And like I said, the actual romantic relationship really gave me what I needed to. A good start to this vlog. And I am thinking I'm gonna save my reread for the last book. And yeah, let's see what I decide to pick up next. So I finished the book. I finished Always Only You by Chloe Liese, and I think I am ready to talk about it. So in this book, we are following Frankie, who is the social media coordinator for a hockey team, and she has rheumatoid arthritis and also autism, and I think she has like chronic pain as well. I don't know if that goes in with the arthritis or not, but yes. And we are also following Ren, who is one of the hockey players on the team, and he is this very sunshiny type of guy. And Ren and Frankie become friends over the time that she is working for the team. They eventually come to the acknowledgement that they like each other, but it is of course frowned upon because they work together. There's also another layer to this because Frankie is very much like not into relationships because people have treated her poorly in the past because of her diagnosis and, you know, things that happen to her on a daily basis. A lot of people can't handle it and kind of, you know, push her away after a certain point. So she's like, no, I'm just not even going to get into any relationships and kind of save myself the heartache. So they've been working together for years, and Ren has had a crush on Frankie for those years. But of course, like I mentioned, they worked together. So he was just kind of waiting for his opportunity to, you know, make his move. And there's a situation that happens, and Frankie finds out that she will eventually be leaving the team to do something else. Okay, so sorry. That phone call ended up being a lot longer than I thought it would be. And then I got hungry, decided to eat lunch. So I don't even know what I was saying. I don't know. So if this is a little repetitive, my bad. I think what I was saying was that Reid had been waiting for his chance to, make his move on Frankie, and with her new situation occurring, he will finally have his chance, and he's really excited and all the things. What I loved about this book was the representation that we got. I yeah, I felt seen in this book, and it was just really beautiful. And there were other moments of representation as well, like with Ren. He's such a big nerd and like a very emotional guy. There's stigmas around that for men, so seeing him be able to fully be himself and be accepted for that, when growing up he was ostracized kind of for just liking things that he liked and being different. And that was really nice to see. And I thought that their romance was very sweet and very spicy. Like, I genuinely, thought that they made sense as a couple, that they complemented each other as a couple. I just very much so liked Ren and Frankie together, and feel like they gave each other what the other needed, and they didn't have to go through a whole tumultuous situation for them to realize how much they mean to each other and how much they want to be together. I will say that there was this third act conflict moment, which I didn't really like it. For being honest, I kind of was rolling my eyes at the situation because it just felt like overly dramatic, but at the same time, it made sense for the character. And so I had to check myself on that and be like, okay, look, just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean that it's not a logical decision for someone else. Or even if it's not logical, people deal with emotions differently. And I'm sure if there was a book written about my love story, people would definitely be judging me. So, yeah, I checked myself on that, and the epilogue did not do the thing. So if you are looking for a romance book where the epilogue did not do the thing, and I'm going to hint, if you don't know what the thing is, it is adding to the family. So, yeah, it didn't do that. So I was very happy about that. But it did something else that it felt very cringe to me. I got the ick, I got secondhand embarrassment. And that's just not something that I do. That's not something that I approve of. But also, it's just me. That's a me thing, and I recognize that. So I'm not, faulting it for that. But I was just like, couldn't be me, wouldn't be me. Side eye. But anyway, yeah, I definitely enjoy this. I don't feel like I missed out on anything by not reading the first book. I could tell who the couple from the first book was, because they were in this, but I don't feel like I missed out on anything or spoiled for anything or like that. I do plan on picking up some more books in this series, but I'm going to have to be picky about that because I know that one of the books in this series is a second chance, and I don't know which one that is, but this was a 4-star read for me. I'm super excited that I finally read Chloe Liese. I had heard so many good things about her writing. So yeah, I'm excited to keep reading books from her. I really liked how she handled the Harry Potter references in her book. There's an author's note about, why, what, all the things, and the changes that she made. It was very nice to see, someone taking a stance and, calling themselves out on something like that, because people are still writing those references in 2024, and y'all know that that woman is a menace to society. But that made me, feel better about, reading her books going forward as well. So, yeah, I'm really excited that I read this and I'm ready to hop into the next book. Hey y'all, so I read another book. I'm sorry, I have been awful at bringing like mid book updates, but I really just like at night when I grab my Kindle, I'm just reading and I'm not about to get up in the middle of the night to update, so that's what's happening. I'm doing a lot of binge reading at night. But anyway, I read Mickey Chambers' Shakes It Up by Charish Reid, and this is about. Okay, I didn't know where I wanted to start. So, this is about Mickey Chambers, who is in her 30s, but she feels like she got a late start at life because she has hyperthyroidism and it made her really sick as a child. So, she feels like she got a later start at life in the sense of figuring out who she is and what she wanted to do. And so, currently, she is an adjunct professor at this university and she teaches a lot of literature classes and she really enjoys it. But as an adjunct, she is barely scraping by, not getting the amount of classes that she needs to be able to pay her bills to afford her medication. So she decides that she is going to get a second job at this bar in town. And this bar just happens to be owned by Diego. And turns out that Diego is one of her students. So this is a very interesting and precarious situation because Diego is both Mickey's student and her boss. And not only that, they have this instant attraction to each other where, you know, the butterflies start butterflying. And it's really super cute. So they try to navigate the situation and stay, professional. And also, Diego has his issues as well, or things that he is dealing with. I wouldn't necessarily say issues, but he runs this bar, but he used to run it with his wife, but she passed away. And so he's trying to do it on his own, and he's not really a people person. She was, so he's struggling through that. And also, one of her wishes for him was to go back to school, so he is trying to honor that wish as well, which is how he ended up in Mickey's class. And Mickey is also the first woman that he has felt any kind of real attraction to since his wife passed. So he's also, trying to deal with that. And it's just very emotional. And I had the best time. I had the best time. Like Mickey and Diego, they might just be one of my new favorite book couples ever. They might have made it onto the list because I liked both of them individually as characters, but then when they came together, I kind of meant that. But when they became a couple in the way that they were, helping each other through this and, just trying to figure it out, I ate it up. All of it. I loved it so much. Their chemistry was just. Hmm. Cherish Reid. I'm gonna have to read some more of her books because this one did it for me. And I knew when I read the synopsis that this was gonna be a banger for me. It had the setup to be anyway. And the fact that it delivered. I rated this a 4.5. Why is it not a 5 star? I don't know. But something, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But honestly, I feel like 4.5 and 5 stars are essentially the same. Like some of my 4.5 stars were in my best books of the year. I just, yeah, you know, I don't know. But I loved this so much. So go ahead and be prepared for me to be yelling and screaming about this book in my recommendation videos and everything going forward because they should just let me be in their relationship with them. Like, and I loved that they were, I hate using older protagonists, but I kind of have to because most books now are like about people in their early 20s, which, but anyway, I think Mickey was like 33 and Diego was like 42. Enjoy that. Yes, yes. For real, pick this up. This was so cute and sweet and just the right amount of emotional, but not enough to like make you sad or put you in your feelings. The chronic illness rep in this was really good as well. Nikki handled her chronic illness different than I would say maybe the other characters that I've read in books so far. I don't really know how to describe it. How would I say this? No, I honestly don't think it's as different as I'm trying to make it because now that I'm like sitting and thinking about it, it kind of does remind me of what was his name? Was it Jason? Whatever the main character's name was in Getting Schooled by Christina C. Jones that I read first. It kind of reminded me of his perspective, how he just wanted people to treat him normal, even though, normal is not a thing. He didn't want his disability to be seen first. He wanted to be seen first, you know? And I think that is kind of similar with Mickey. She didn't tell people at first at the bar that she has hyperthyroidism. She just wanted them to get to know her. She wanted an opportunity to just be Mickey and not Mickey with hyperthyroidism. And yeah. Anyway, I can definitely relate to just, not only just wanting to be seen as you, but also just wanting to feel like you. And sometimes that can be hard when it comes to, you know, these illnesses and things. So anyway, yes, I ate this up. I loved it so much. It is one of my new favorites. Mickey and Diego, a new favorite book couple. Pick this up for sure. This is so good. I'm so like giggly and like happy and excited. Like, yes, this is why I read. This is why I read. Alrighty, friends. And with all of that being said, I think we're going to end this video here. I am doing my reread of Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, and I'm like 120 pages into that. But I don't have thoughts to share with you. And sometimes that happens to me when I reread a book. Like, I just want to reread and just like be in this for like nostalgic purposes and just like for comfort reasons. And I really am enjoying this reread. I'm actually going through and like annotating this time, which I didn't do the first time that I read it. And yeah, I'm just having a really good time with that. I still have all the same thoughts. This is still going to be a 5 star for me. I still really love Chloe and Reid as a couple, and just I still do think this is a really great representation of chronic illness and a romance. And yes, I have nothing but great, amazing things to say about this, but I think that's all that I have to say. And this is a pretty widely well-known book in the book community, or at least the series is. So, I mean, it's not like I'm bringing anything really new. So yeah, if you haven't heard of this, I definitely suggest that you pick this up. It's a great romance. It's a great chronic illness rep romance. And yeah. So I don't think I want to, spend any extra time because I don't have like those are my thoughts. And I know that that's going to be my thoughts when I finish this book. So yeah, that is it. Let's do a little recap of what I did read. We started off with Getting Schooled by Christina C. Jones, and that was a 2.5 star. But I do think that I will be picking up more of Christina C. Jones. I think it was just this individual couple that didn't really do it for me in certain ways, and how they like got together. And then we have Always Only You by Chloe Liese. And this was a 4 star. I really enjoyed this. I thought that Ren and Frankie were such a cute couple, and again, really good representation in this as well. And I will be picking up more of Chloe Liese also. And then we finished off with Mickey Chambers Shakes It Up, and that was a 4.5 star. Definitely loved that. One of my new favorites. Super excited about that. This was definitely a successful vlog for me. I am so happy that I did a little research and found these books and was able to bring them to you, and that they were good. I felt like all of the representation, whether it was disability or chronic illness, was done really well. And I'm happy about that. So yeah, I would recommend all of these. I would like to thank you for staying to the end of this video, watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, all the things that you do to support me and my channel. I am really excited about 2025 and all the possibilities. I hope you stay along for the journey and have the best day that you possibly can, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.